The road to NXT TakeOver Chicago is a little bit clear. Unfortunately, we did lose one of our competitors in the Women's Championship match, but we're going to be talking about all of that and more right now, so stay with us.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the NXT After Show right here on AFTERBUZZ TV. I am one of your hosts, the internet's Mark Donica, as we listen to the sultry sounds of Hideo Itami's entrance music. I am joined, as always, by the rest of the NXT team. Starting to my left, it's the Hobo.
The legendary.
Well, I mean, self-legended, the Hobo.
No. Listen, let me explain this to you. In my new YouTube segment, Hobo Legends, I am not telling stories about myself. I'm telling stories told about me.
That makes sense. Where can the folks find you on Twitter?
At your Hobo.
Ladies and gentlemen, I love him, you love him. He's the one and only Bill Hanstock.
I have been playing League of Hobo Legends all week.
It's kind of catching on. I mean,
that's
really.
just one of the reasons why I'm very sore today, but you can find me on Twitter at SunMotel.
He's a sore, softened up meat boy. Today's show was very interesting. We only had 3 matches. One of them had a huge build up to it. Another one of them was pretty short, and another one is just sort of like an ECW style. Hey, these guys are mad at each other. They should fight.
Yeah. Well, not really mad at each other. They weren't mad. I mean, they respectfully disagreed.
They weren't mad. In fact, they're laughing right now.
Yeah.
Got it. That's one. Our first
It's gonna be a long night.
Yep. And
2 minutes into the show.
And again, thank you to the folks at AfterBuzz TV for making sure we stayed on the air so that we can get canceled again. We have a record number of cancellations. We should actually get that and update the wiki. But the first match of the night.
Wiki. Whoa.
Both
Like
of us.
hive minding all of us.
Damn it. We got Aleister Black versus the sort of debuting. It's the first appearance on television of Cesar Bonani.
Yeah.
A brilliant Brazilian who he looked way too eager to try to take down Aleister Black.
Yeah.
He just wouldn't. He just kept without stopping and thinking and considering that his attacks had any sort of like idea. He was just swinging wildly.
Being
He's
a
a
real
whooping willow,
Being a real Bonani head about it.
right?
Yeah. No. Indeed that. No forethought.
Indeed that.
All action, no thought. He was just swinging away on Aleister Black. Aleister Black, I mean, granted, he had to bend sort of to the will of Bonani, but past that, he didn't give him much at all except a really thorough headache.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all he got.
The match was so short. I mean, Bonani, obviously, a size advantage, 6'6". Aleister Black has got to be, at best, 6 foot.
6'1" maybe.
Maybe.
He's no Johnny Gargano.
He is no Johnny Gargano.
Johnny Gargantuan.
I mean, Bonani picking up Aleister Black with ease, setting him down roughly. But the kick, the knee, no chance.
That's
Every
what
time
he
you
got.
guys say Bonani, I just want to go, Bonani!
Bonani! I know a referee named Nick Bonanno. They are not related.
We have a host here with the last name Bonanno.
Bonani!
And I looked, and they're not related.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew a Bonanno in college. Whichever one it is.
Yeah,
so long
the
ago.
one where
In
you're more
school.
drunk.
Did you know that I graduated high school 20 years ago? That's horrible.
He said that. He didn't have to.
It's a stone's throw away.
It's so bad. I'm so old. Bonani!
Bonani!
It's turning into the Minions movie.
These
Bonani.
guys graduated high school like 5 years ago. They hang out with this creepy
God,
old
if I
man
graduated
every
5
week.
years ago, I look awful. I mean, really awful.
I mean, let's be fair. How good did you look in high school?
well,
In high school, I knew a guy who looked almost exactly like you, except no facial hair.
like I do right now.
Yeah.
See Benjamin Button or
Rode hard
what?
and put away wet, man.
It's that weird weightlifter guy that we see on Facebook every now and again that you like look really weird and it's you but it's not.
Oh yeah, the really super fit flippy guy.
Yeah. Have you not seen that? There's like there's the weightlifter dude who's doing it like
He's a gymnast and weightlifter, and the one that really sparked it was he did a
Van Damme?
military press into a Van Damme with chairs. So it was.
And I was like,
that guy.
that
yeah,
guy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I totally thought it was you, and then I was
And
like,
everyone else.
why did he get that? He didn't.
Yeah, I did.
That ain't you.
I can't do that.
You know what Cesar Bonani can't do?
Banani!
Breathe, because he got dead real quick. Alistair was just calm and collected the entire time. All it took was a couple knees and the black mass, and Cesar was out.
The height difference did not make much of a difference. It was pretty much closed, that gap, by all of Aleister Black's abilities. I mean, he's trained in Muay Thai, so his kicks are as deadly as anything, and they were absolutely the factor that made the most difference in this match. It was how hard he was able to hit and where. You know, Bonani was hitting Aleister Black, but he was hitting him in really fleshy parts, and that hurts, but it doesn't do, like, thorough damage. But I would say that Aleister Black has got more precision on his side than brute strength, and that's what made the difference, really, in this match.
Bonani looked familiar. Have we seen him before?
We saw him at Access.
That's what it was.
I forget the name of the gentleman he was wrestling at that Access taping, but he was another Brazilian.
Was it Zumbi?
It was not Zumbi. Sorry.
Wait, hold
Carry a
on.
corpse for Zumbi forever.
It's been a couple weeks, so I got to do it. Shaza.
Shaza.
Wasn't Shaza Iza.
It was not Shaza.
Wasn't Shaza. But the other man, I believe, actually would have been a better, stood a better chance against Aleister Black. I think Bonani was the less educated gentleman, let's say, in the ring, and it showed.
Over the past, decade in WWE and NXT, they've sort of proved that it's not about how tall you are. You can be tall and look impressive, but it doesn't always translate because, as Eric Clapton would say, it's in the way that you use it. Not that.
That was not. It was just.
I think we need to give Steven a crash course on what a rim shot's supposed to be for and when it's appropriate.
Not everybody is a natural to comedy. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're bored doing the show, imagine how he feels.
There you go.
Lesson number one.
I'm sorry,
Aleister Black picks up the victory, and then what followed this was just a whole bunch of quick fire video segments in the back. We got to look at last week's women's match and how Ember Moon suffered a grade 1 shoulder sprain, meaning that she is out for 4 to 5 weeks of recovery, and that she is no longer taking part in the formerly Fatal 4-Way match at TakeOver. It has now been changed to a triple threat match.
Well, it's good because it's no longer fatal.
Everyone
has a much better chance of surviving the triple.
Well, there's still a threat there.
There's a threat, but it's not fatal.
It's not a fatal threat.
Right. It's more like a chronic 3-way.
So what do we think? Like, we all sort of winced when she got thrown all the way outside the ring last week.
Well, I basically called it. It was the angle that she caught, and actually looking at it again, you can see her left arm actually catching the guardrail. So her arm stays in place where her body drops, and it just pulls this right here, and she's lucky she didn't tear anything. That it's just a sprain.
That's a grade 2 is when the arm comes off.
Jeez, what's a
No,
grade 3?
I think that's a grade 5. Usually that's about a 5.
No, I think Bill's onto something.
It's a grade 0.
Yeah, that's when you land in ham. I had nothing for that. We got a quick view in the back.
Steve Landenham, I know that guy.
We got Roderick Strong in the back prepping. He's just doing his shadow boxing.
Being him.
Prepping his back breaking abilities.
Or is he?
Or is he? Over this past weekend, there was a WWE UK event, and it was determined that Pete Dunne was going to be the new #1 contender and face Tyler Bate for the United Kingdom Championship at TakeOver Chicago. Awesome! We get a rematch of the United Kingdom Tournament Finals.
I wish I knew the circumstances under which Pete Dunne was actually able to garner his victory.
Was it #1 contendership match?
It was.
Well,
It was
thank
him,
you.
It was
but-
him and Trent Seven.
No, I thought it was Manders.
No,
it
No,
was
it was
No,
Bate,
yeah.
Bate and Manders.
Bate and
then.
Andrews fought the first night. And so, yeah.
Right. But
You'd think I wouldn't forget Bate and Manders.
I have to imagine that Pete Dunne did something bad to get into this position, because that is what he always does. He does the things that you shouldn't do, and for some reason he gets rewarded for it.
Don't do what Donnie Don't does.
Which is
He does it.
Yes.
He does it.
don't.
He does the don't do's.
Donnie don't.
He do it.
Donnie don't. Duh.
Duh.
Dill me. I was gonna say kill, but I said dill instead. It's funnier when you explain the joke.
They always are.
Does so we get this awesome rematch. Does anybody think that Pete Dunne is going to be taking it this time?
It's
Because he's had to look at all of the press that Tyler Bate has been getting ever since the UK tournament.
I think that Pete is going to get the job accomplished.
Yeah.
I think he's going to walk away with, when it's all said and over with, Pete is going to be the new United Kingdom champion. That is my prediction. I'm going on record right now. Right now.
when the dust lands and it stays, Pete Dunne will be the new United Kingdom champion.
I know what you're doing. I'm going to ignore you. I'm going to be waiting for this match with bated breath. There. Opposite. They attract.
We were doing the
You're
the
going to
non
catch a Tyler by his tail.
I will. And then he's
Use
gonna...
a tail? That explains why he can flip so well. Balance is so much better when you have a tail.
I was unfamiliar with that aspect of Saiyan physiology.
Of course. Oh, come on. It's like a cat.
No, it's like a monkey.
Yeah, I see a lot of monkeys and cats doing flips.
They do.
Okay.
I don't.
In the back, we got Nikki
Monkey
Cross.
flip, I get it.
Monkey flip, yeah.
People are trying to set up a nice interview for Nikki Cross so that she can sort of give her
This
2
was the
cents. Attacks a techie who just a little bit too casually, just like, I'm out of here. Like,
He's not here to get bit. He doesn't want to get rabies.
no, what are you saying about? You saying that Nikki has rabies?
Yeah.
Okay.
If anything, I think we've proven in this interview Nikki has rabies.
She's scared of. I think by the time she started talking, she was just like, "Can somebody just press record on the camera and I'll do the rest?" And they just recorded.
I think
it.
they salvaged as much of this interview as they possibly could.
There wasn't much.
No.
Just looking for Ruby. Where's Ruby? Where's Asuka? You know, looking for Asuka.
She doesn't want to be talked to or talk to anyone. She wants to fight everyone, anyone, production, crew, wants to maim them. She is out of control.
Her name is Nikki, and she loves to fight.
She needs a Hannibal Lecter styled mask. And maybe some sort of straitjacket.
Well, I like the jacket she has now.
It's a vest.
It works for her.
It's a vest.
Well, it was.
It has no sleeves. I'm not talking about what it was. I'm talking about what it is now. Time changes. People change. Vests. Wear jackets. They're vests now.
Indeed, that.
If you're not straight edge now, you never were.
An ominous message, definitely to Asuka and Ruby. I don't know. Having Ember taken out of the match totally changes the idea of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
because
I think it's more exciting this way.
Yeah,
because you got a very specific story. Like Nikki and Ruby hate each other, but Nikki's crazy and she just wants to hurt anybody. Meanwhile, Ruby is going for that top prize because this is her first opportunity at it. But she's got this feral wildcat who's trying to tear her apart, eviscerate her.
the way I look at it, it seems like Asuka could just take a nap through this match.
No, yeah, she
and
doesn't
then
have to be
pick up
there.
the winner of whoever wins between Nikki and Ruby.
There's no countouts. She could just sit outside.
Yeah, no, she could just take it as easy as she wants. If Ember Moon was in this, she'd have to work her butt off, but I think she's got an easy job. At least that's how it looks right now.
You'd think that Asuka could hang back, and that might work if it were a fatal four-way like with Billie Kay and Peyton Royce in it.
Mm-hmm.
But Ruby's crafty, and Nikki's crazy. So Nikki's gonna T-Rex it and go after anything that moves.
Sure.
And
Her vision is based on movement.
right,
Yes,
so Asuka's like
obviously.
playing perfectly still. Yeah,
Where'd you go?
Somebody gets a flare, starts running.
clever girl.
That's what happens. Ember Moon like lights a flare. And then
then
Ruby cries
Asuka-
like, "Shoot her!"
Nikki Cross like eats somebody off the toilet.
Pierce.
Can imagine that. I think she can unhook her jaw. Just swallow somebody whole, feet first.
Sure. And now that is forever on the internet.
But as I was saying,
Well,
you know,
indeed.
Asuka can try and sit it out, but Nikki and Ruby have such a thing going with each other that there's the danger of either of them pinning the other at any time, and then Asuka would be.
I suppose you do have a point there because it's not elimination. Asuka will have
What
to
if-
be involved.
What if the triple threat starts and Asuka just comes down to the ring, like tosses the belt in the ring and like pieces out? She's like, I don't have anything to prove. I'm out.
Yeah.
I've beaten all y'all.
That would be the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
But that means, but that's another thing is we were talking about how if Ruby and Nikki end up in a match against each other, like they haven't been able to have a match yet with rules. Triple threat matches don't have rules. There's no DQ. There's no count out, and it would behoove Asuka to do exactly that. Here, you two beat the living hell out of each other, and when I'm ready, I'm gonna put one of you in the Asuka lock and win.
She's just gonna bring a trash can full of weapons down to the ring and just
Sure.
say, "Have at it, girls!"
She just comes to the ring with a gun.
A gun with 2 bullets.
Or that just reminds me of the story how Rick Steiner shot X-Pac.
Yeah.
Yep.
You should probably go check that out. It's
a good story.
Surprised the hell out of us. Dear
It's a real
God.
feel-good story.
Especially for us listening to him tell it, just like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, he didn't see what was exceptional about that story in any way. He was like, oh.
He was used to it.
Yeah.
He was the one that got shot.
That's in the chest. In the chest.
Yeah.
Not in the foot,
He
hand.
thought he died.
Just then.
He's just like, oh no, I'm good.
It's another day at WCW.
Yeah, too true. After this, we get Hideo Itami prepping in the back for his #1 contendership match. Then after this, we have Drew McIntyre in the back talking about how he's disappointed that he's not in the #1 contendership match or in the title picture.
So tall.
Though it's a matter of time. He gets interrupted by Wesley Blake, who we haven't seen in a hot minute. And he says that he deserves a second chance and that McIntyre wasted him, and he kindly asks him to leave before leaving himself.
I think Wesley Blake was a little too dressed down. Why isn't Wesley Blake in a suit? He should be dressed up. He comes to the ring in a robe like he does.
Mm-hmm.
He should be dressed up. He should be Ric Flair in this son of a
Now,
bitch.
I'm gonna be a contrarian here. A robe is very comfortable. Like, yes, it looks ostentatious, but I think there's a chance that some people wear robes because they like to be comfy. I like to wear a robe around the house. It doesn't mean I'll dress in suits every day.
This robe that he wears is not terry cloth. Let's just say that much.
I don't care who's
It's
cloth
got
it is.
rhinestones and feathers. I'll bet it's quite pokey. It's got some edges in it that make it not so comfy because it's meant to look good.
What the hell are you talking about? It's got edges in it?
Yeah.
He's almost lapsed into a Cosby.
It has edges.
Does it
I'm
also
just
have...
talking.
Well, you know when you would wear a coat with edges like that? On a big show. All right, I'll take
All right, yeah, all right.
But I like that you were trying so hard to make the point that since it was uncomfortable, edgy, and pokey, that means he should dress well.
Yes. Just, I mean, I think at no point should a man be comfortable.
That's why all of Hobo's suits are lined with sandpaper.
And I keep rocks in all my shoes. In one shoe, too. Not both of them, so that
Just
it's uniform,
one.
just one. So it's like you're always walking with a limp. Yeah.
This is getting way too personal.
Well, they want to know. They don't, but I imagine they do. One person does, I'm sure.
So this looks like we're going to be seeing Drew McIntyre versus Wesley Blake either next week or sometime soon in the future. Thoughts? We haven't seen Blake back in a single player capacity because he was a part of a two-player. It's a tag team.
Were we gonna do the Blake as news and gossip later or not?
What? No.
Wesley Blake and Sarah Lee had their baby today.
Oh, they did?
Along with another baby that was born that got a little bit more attention.
I didn't hear about the first
Oh.
one. That's great.
Good.
Maybe
Yeah.
we'll get some
a
video
video
package
package.
about Wesley Blake fighting for his family now.
He got a baby.
Wesley Blake.
Everybody got babies.
I'm happy Wesley Blake has something to do. He's back, with Cassius. We need Buddy
McIntyre.
Murphy back. McIntyre. Sorry,
Yes.
Cassius was the other thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he's gonna get a match with McIntyre. That's cool. I like Wesley Blake just fine, but Buddy Murphy is where it is at.
He's the best kept secret of NXT, which is why he's not around.
Amazing. Yeah, he's such a good.
If he wasn't the best kept secret, we
He's
would see
such
him.
a well kept secret that no
Yeah.
one remembers.
He's the
a part
Al
of the-
Snow of NXT.
Well,
No.
no.
I think he is. I think he is.
Yikes.
But I miss Buddy Murphy, Muddy Murphy
Muddy
as
Murphy.
well.
Muddy.
But I'm glad to see Wesley Blake back in the picture. Marie Annette in chat saying that Blake had the baby girl. They had their baby girl on May 1st. On May.
Well, we
Mayday.
just found out about it today.
On May.
Well, okay, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, congratulations.
Yeah, babies
It
are
doesn't-
great.
Don't change anything.
Everybody in the club getting babies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
That's why
Shouldn't have a baby in the club, Mark.
the door is so expensive. It's 'cause
Stuck in the club.
Everybody gets baby. Oh, it's a cute baby. Is it yours? Nah, I just bought this baby cash. Anyway, the Velveteen Dream experience is coming soon to NXT. Hoo boy, I'm excited to talk about Patrick Clark at the end of the show.
Yep.
So excited.
Velveteen Dream.
The Velveteen Dream, Patrick Clark.
Oh,
I would presume.
Yeah.
The Velveteen Dream,
No,
Patrick
he's still
Clark
Patrick Clark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but he's got a very textile intensive name. Yeah.
Textile.
Velveteen.
Like your skin is sandpaper.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Shark skin. Shark hide.
Sharks! Anyway.
Sharks!
my skin's made of sharks.
It's like it gives you the creeps, but it gives you the sharks.
You have a rare medical condition called sharks.
Oh, man.
Shazza.
Shiz.
Shazza.
Zombie. Man.
Names are fun.
That's true.
Names sure are fun. when they're fun.
Banani. This is the whole show. This is our show. We just say people's names. in a funny way.
DIY comes out and talks about how they never got their one-on-one rematch with the Authors of Pain, to which Riddick Moss and Tino Sabbatelli come out. Haven't seen them in a hot minute, on television at least. And they're talking about how the line for the tag team title starts behind them. I don't know where they get their logic, but DIY sends them packing out of the ring, but Regal turns it into a match, and we have a match. What did y'all think of the DIY versus Tino and Riddick?
When you look at Tino and Riddick, you've got to really just be in awe of their physical condition. I don't think any other duo in NXT is in the shape that Moss and Sabbatelli are in. I mean, we had a chance to see them up close this weekend, and just wow. I mean, they are the whole package, really, when you look at them. But the
I
one
was looking at
thing.
their packages.
The one thing they're lacking is heart. They're lacking heart.
They have cold heart cash.
Yeah, which doesn't give you the edge. When you have a Maserati already, well, what are you hungry for?
Beef, and that's why
We can't eat a Maserati, Hobo. Well, we can't.
You probably could.
Piece at a time.
Well, no, I mean the seats are really soft. I'd
So
start
so-
with the seats.
Oh, I thought you were going to save the seats for last so you'd have a place to sleep in between meals.
Oh no. Pfft. God, you're such an amateur.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm
Who taught you how to eat a car, idiot?
It's okay. He's just ignorant. It's fine. That's why I'm here.
Doy. DIY get a pretty quick and decisive victory.
Oh, maybe it is pronounced.
Well, I mean, it's
Rio comes
Johnny
out,
Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa.
Doy!
Hashtag Doy.
Regal comes out and mentions that, you know what, maybe there is only one team worthy of facing the Authors of Pain. Ellering interrupts, talks about how, well, if you want him to, we're just going to have to cripple him. And Regal decides to make it a ladder match for the tag titles at TakeOver.
So exciting.
It's great because I think that takes away a lot of the size advantage that the Authors of Pain have.
true. Obviously, a ladder match involves much more speed, and that definitely is on the side of DIY. But I worry about the well-being of DIY because people have
Get
been
thrown off some ladders.
off and through and have themselves impaled on ladders and have ladders wrapped around them. Yeah, like this could be really ugly.
Well, I thought he was going to say that we're going to take Ellering and we're going to hang him above the ring, and the first person to get Ellering down.
Maybe that is what the Authors of Pain are going to do. They're going to grab Paul Ellering, kind of like in a swing type style, by the arm, by the leg, and just throw him into the air so he can grab the belts and disconnect him, and then they'll catch him on the way down, hopefully.
It's a good
Hope.
play. Solid play.
Catch him on the way down, hopefully. Not them, him.
Curtis Hasophoros has a really great comment in the chat. He says, Moss and Sabatelli may know the weights, but they will never know the stakes.
Never.
I bet they've had a
Takes your weight, baby! God, I missed them already. It was last week.
Judging by Otis's physique, I'd say he's more. I mean, I'm sure he eats some steaks, but he's probably more weights and taters.
He's more. No, I think he's
Wow.
more of a steak and shake kind of guy.
Oh, yeah, no,
Steak
yes.
and shake, baby.
Steak and shake.
I always have my steak with a side of shake.
So good.
Almost
Where's the rum shot on that one?
Thank you.
thought you said rum chata. Where's the rum chata?
In the fridge.
Rum shot.
We got a tap in the back.
A tab of rum chata?
Sure.
Forget this show.
I was close. You said it.
I was saying forget.
Forget
About this show. Shout out to our
Tino
Italian
Sabatelli.
listener.
Hey, Tino Sabatelli, where do you get all of those abs are from? You took too many abs. You got a 10.
He doesn't need enough pasta.
I don't even have a 1.
Go in and take a Maserati and give me some abs.
I've been out there eating Maseratis all day.
All right.
Show over yet?
No, we got plenty of
We
time.
have been canceled though.
Yeah, yeah.
Canceled 15
No,
minutes.
yeah, we're
I
not
think
live
we're
anymore.
having too much fun.
We're definitely not live anymore. Cassius Ohno is in the back talking about how he's fallen on his way back to the NXT Championship, and he's looking to get back up on his feet. He's interrupted by Andrade Almas. What? He's interrupted by Andrade Almas, though.
On Broadway.
On the Broadway. Almas wonders why he's wasting his opportunity, so Ono, a fan of opportunity, provides him with the opportunity.
He's an opportunity enthusiast.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Noted opportunity aficionado Cassius Ono.
Cassius. He challenges Almas to a match next week, to which Almas responds, okay.
Okay.
And then he just like rolls back.
I'll see you in hell.
So yeah, next week we've got Ono and Almas.
Well, the good news
Cool.
is that no matter who wins, Andrade Cien Almas will be walking out to an SUV filled with gorgeous women afterwards, and
Yeah.
he won't care.
Yep. I don't know how you could possibly make him care.
Well, Ono mentioned it. He's like, you seem to care more about what happens after your matches than during them, so I'm gonna learn you a lesson.
What if he?
I'm excited.
What if he challenges him to a hair versus hair match, and then Andrade's beautiful, gorgeous, succulent
Even
locks
better.
will be at stake.
Succulent locks.
Beard versus beard.
Beard versus beard is good.
Yeah.
Or pants versus pants.
Yeah.
Ooh. I mean, Ono already doesn't. He doesn't have those.
Oh, pants versus mantees.
I don't call them that.
You know what? Actually, now that you think
Also
of it,
known as the sea cow.
well, no, I was gonna say now that you bring it up, Mantis was my favorite character in Guardians 2.
Mentos freshness.
Mantis freshness. Mantis, the fresh maker. Don't know what that was for. Right before their match, Roddy and Hideo talked to a friend of the show, Christy St. Cloud, about the match they're about to walk out for. Well, I don't understand why we couldn't interview them before while they were shadowboxing.
Like, literally right before the curtain. Do you have to bother him now? I don't know as I'd answer a question.
Gotta go. Well, I mean,
all right, granted, I've done it before. It's still like I'm trying to get my head right. Can you get out of my face? I'm gonna really lash out at you.
You don't like go up to like Conor McGregor as he's going out. I mean, Conor would do it.
Yeah,
right.
That's a bad example. You don't go to like Chris Weidman or an MMA fighter like right before they get in the cage and be like, "So how you feeling?" I'm just trying to get Vaseline on my face, man. Come on. Chill. Be cool. My family's here.
This has been fun so far. Damn it. Almas reminds me of BF from Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law.
Harvey Birdman.
Oh yeah, Harvey Birdman.
Yeah, Birdman.
BF.
BF.
Blue Falcon.
What? Oh yeah, Blue Falcon.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good pull.
Yes. No,
Mecha
that's a good
baloney.
one.
Good pull, Mecha baloney.
Let's keep pulling that.
You get that thing I sent you?
Yeah, like Peter Potamus. That thing.
What a good show.
Speaking of being,
Was.
I
Why did Colbert have to get famous?
Remember when Adult Swim used to have like shows with like plots that were like clever instead of just like
no, I don't.
I remember
here's
watching
people's heads exploding.
watching that sober and going, "Hey, this is funny." I've never had to be intoxicated or in some way changed, chemically altered in order to really enjoy a television product.
Like you were gonna say, shows that had a point, and yet Opportunity Hunger Force ran for like 8-9 years.
And I fell off after
I
what,
wish
3 seasons?
C-Lab 2021 had gone for.
Our systems detect.
No, this is very on topic.
Well, it's, I mean,
Well, yeah, that's every time Cesaro comes.
Bizarro, get back on topic. Bizarro.
No, kill me. Last thing,
I'm regular Stormy.
Murphy
Give him a peanut.
Murphy getting caught under the soda machine and raising a family of scorpions. Amazing.
Like at least once a week, I do the wrong melody.
Oh man. Okay, main event time, and then we'll get back to C-Lab.
Whoops, darn your neck.
Roderick Strong versus Hideo Itami for the #1 contendership. This was a match.
Sure was.
What did
Yeah.
y'all what did
All
y'all-
the way through, start to finish.
Start to finish, the bell rang
Boy,
twice, and then it rang again.
they got real sweaty in between, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of backbreakers.
Yeah.
Do you think Itami's back is broken?
I mean, he picked him up, so no.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Regardless, this match wasn't. It didn't.
Yeah, okay. It was really, really good and very technically sound. But unfortunately, I think Roderick Strong sets up every match the exact same way. Christy Sink, or who
Christy-
it was Christy
Christy.
interviewing
Christy.
him, and he goes, "Well, that's why I'm here." How do you feel?
I'm gonna do it.
How do you feel about it?
It's time.
Good.
Well,
God.
you're assuming that he feels human emotions.
He must be a robot. Well, no, robots would actually have logic instead of just doing backbreaker, kick to the face. Like the,
If
I mean, you say
backbreaker
that.
go to kick.
yeah, it's Well, I'm glad Tommy won.
Yeah. We're all, as everyone knows, we're all Roderick Strong fans here.
Yeah. Like the biggest issue is I think it's
Or
similar
are
to
we?
the back when Almas was just starting, everyone was like not feeling it and not like this isn't. They're trying to build Roderick up to something that he's not.
Trying to make fetch happen.
You stop making. It's not working.
You know what? Roderick Strong may be a legitimately nice guy, but that does not translate on screen.
And I feel like, I mean, this is probably going to sound super mean.
Probably.
I don't intend it to be as mean as it sounds, but like, the way that Roderick got super duper popular on the independent circuit is he was around for so long, and people saw his development from long tights baby fat guy to, you know, the Roddy versus the World.
Yeah.
And so, and it was sort of like a, well, okay, like it was sort of,
It's like a Tommy Dreamer sort of thing.
we know this guy,
Yeah.
you know, like it's hard to translate that. Like Tommy End, it's no doubt, like no brainer. You come in and give him a thing, and people can look at it and be like, that's a thing.
Yeah, but Tommy End again. Tommy has been around forever.
Right.
Like, what, 16 years?
But I was saying Tommy End, not a Tommy. Wait,
oh, sorry.
yeah, no, Tommy End. You bring
My
him
brain.
in. But Tommy
Tommy
too.
End.
Tommy too. You bring
Yeah.
him in, he's got intensity. Roderick Strong, it's like, this guy in a jacket.
Yeah.
Even
A
if you
blue
know,
jacket.
even if you know who Roderick Strong is, the people who like Roderick Strong love Roderick Strong because he has amazing 20 and 30-minute matches in main events that are super hard hitting, and that's not going to happen here. I mean, he had one tonight.
Right. This match did hold up for
A
that
10
regard. They
10
were
minute.
slugging away on each other. I mean, they were really working hard.
But like while we were watching this match, Bill, you did note like they kept calling him the master of the backbreaker, the master of the backbreaker. Well, then why does he never puts anybody away with a backbreaker?
Right, and he never beats anybody with the backbreaker. Then why is he the master?
Hasn't broken a
Isn't the
single person's
master
back.
of the backbreaker the guy who breaks a guy's back?
Yeah.
Instead of, I'm going to hit him with a backbreaker thousands of times, and he can't pick me up for the he
It's like,
can,
what if that's how we lost Dan Matha, may he rest in peace. Was if Roderick Strong picked him up and broke this huge physical specimen, broke his back, and now that's why Dan Matha's in here, because he's got to spend months on the
that made
disabled one.
Roderick Strong a bad mother.
Yeah.
So I'm not connecting. I just this misses with me. I can't come to any sort of conclusion other than I'm not feeling what they're laying down.
You're not picking up what they're putting down.
Yeah.
Ron Corleone in chat says that Steven has a Bray Wyatt impression.
That was a long time ago.
Okay.
Right, Steven?
That predates me.
What a joke. Yeah, so Hideo Itami wins with a go to sleep. Hopefully we get this.
Very effective go to sleep.
Yeah.
Roddy Strong was bleeding from the face after that go to sleep.
The old face-
It was
That's not where you're
super
supposed to bleed
effective.
from.
You don't,
Yeah.
you don't bleed from the face.
I mean, if in wrestling, you
Dan.
mostly bleed from the face. If you're gonna bleed from anywhere, generally it's the face.
Like the top of the head.
Yeah,
like
top of the
Randall
head.
Keith Orton.
It's not very often, but
Zeno
occasionally
Hour
you gotta
says that
bleed from
Roderick
the
Strong
arm.
is going to show up at AfterBuzz Studios and break the backs of Mark, Bill, and Hobo.
Well,
Then that will make me a believer. If he can break my back, my T12 maybe, then
think
I'll
that-
be singing Roderick Strong's praises.
I mean, he could probably break my back, but I don't think that he can break Hobo's back.
yeah, definitely. mine.
I've seen some action.
I'm a bigger fan of T2 anyway. So that was it for our That was it for our show.
T12 was weak.
We're gonna hit really quick some AfterBuzz TV news.
Nope. Roll that beautiful
AfterBuzz
beat.
TV news. All right.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Nailed it. Kairi Hojo recently fulfilled all of her engagements in Japan and is going to be heading to the Performance Center really soon. Though, I mean, the women's division has been, and we're going to talk about it when we talk about San Diego too, but even with the Battle Royal last week, it's just exploding.
And Kairi Hojo, this is... I can't remember the last time I've heard specifics about someone signing an NXT contract. Kairi Hojo supposedly signed a 3-year contract with NXT, which I have never heard of that before. Like them, like have like putting it,
Announcing the
like
length
putting
of the...
a term on it.
yeah.
Which
no,
maybe that's
it's,
how they enticed her. Maybe she has a 3-year guaranteed contract.
That's,
Yeah.
I
Maybe.
don't know, maybe.
But it also raises the possibility that maybe other people are on similar contracts. Like the Tough Enough winners get a 1-year contract. I mean, like it's totally possible. Like you can be released at any time, sure, but you know you can get signed to an X number of years deal. Sure, I believe.
Huh. I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that
Somebody's
would
If only
looking
we
to-
knew someone at NXT we could ask about all this.
If only.
Well, you know.
We'll probably find out. We'll probably find out soon enough.
Eventually.
Yeah. Something that I thought was pretty cool is in a recent interview, Triple H was asked about the future of NXT, and he was really hot on the Authors of Pain, talking about how they just showed up, learned, and went immediately to destroying. Otto Dozovic, one half
Otis?
of Otis. What?
Yeah,
I said
Otis. No,
sorry.
it's fine.
Otter
Otis.
Pop Dozer.
What?
I wonder how many he can eat.
Um,
A lot.
Depends on how many steaks he has first. Otis. He didn't say much about Tucker Knight, but
Didn't say anything about Tucker.
nope.
Well, he said that there is a Tucker Knight.
Now, heavy machinery exists, but let me tell you about this Dozovic cat.
Yeah, right.
And of course, he talked highly of Aleister Black.
He says this guy's going to be a player.
Yeah.
He's really going to be a player.
Another small piece of news: Dylan Miley, who was
He's just being Miley.
yeah. So he recently got renamed. He is now Lars Sullivan. A lot more deadly of a name than Dylan.
It's a great upgrade, but I'm not going to be satisfied until he's like Crusher Blood Fist.
Well, I mean, maybe that's a good nickname.
Yeah.
You know,
Ice Pick
Lars.
Blood Eater.
Yeah.
Gush Stabber.
Sure.
Tell me you wouldn't buy a shirt that just said Gush.
Gotta gush.
He's got the gush.
Just gush it.
Gushing. That's it.
McGushin.
Pour some gushing on me. Nope. This past week, NXT had a tour of the Southwest, going to Arizona, Riverside, and San Diego. Hobo,
Yeah.
you and I were in San Diego.
We was.
What? We did it! Let's talk a little bit about the show that we saw.
Yeah.
It was the NXT show, as previously.
Just like this show,
You're
except it was
nailing
live.
it.
And
Yeah,
San Diego.
I am
You're
100. I'm just.
So there were
I'm all
NXT
here.
people there as well.
Yeah, there were.
Yes,
NXT
yes.
people wrestled, and one SmackDown guy wrestled. We'll talk about that. Opening contest was a lot of fun. It was No Way Jose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big dance party.
everybody into the dancing.
Oh my gosh. I didn't foresee it turning into that big of a dance party. Security was present and on hand and willing to let everybody kind of get in on the monster conga line that was forming. So that was nice.
So No Way Jose has recovered from his injury.
Apparently, yeah.
Seemingly
he,
so.
he seemed in pretty
Didn't
good
have like
form.
a Bob Orton cast or anything.
No Bob Orton cast, although he is always dressed in white.
Sure.
So you can't tell if he's got a cast maybe on his ankle or someplace like that because it's all white.
And he took on Noah Kakoa. And
And this match was all white.
it was all white. Super solid match. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think you mean he took on Kona Reeves.
Yep.
did.
God.
Damn it.
Yeah.
It is
Again.
Kona Reeves. It's
It's all right. It's all right. We're getting used to it. Kona Reeves is actually really looking like a power player.
yes.
He showed No Way Jose that he's nobody to be trifled with, despite not picking up the win. That doesn't necessarily matter because if you have a good showing, you can have another good showing, and then you bring that to television. Finally, you're beating people, so it's a good place to start.
And please explain. Moving
Yeah,
on. Moving
okay.
on. I'm done. I can't help it. Next, we had a women's division tag team match. It was Lacey Evans and Ruby Riott versus Mandy Rose and Bianca Blair. Awesome. Bianca Blair is one of my new favorites without a doubt.
pretty great.
They have really been playing her up. One of Ty Dillinger's last acts in NXT was to do a backstage video putting her over. So
That's awesome. She performed wonderfully. Not enough to get the win, but Lacey Evans is another person that we've just been seeing a little bit of on TV. That's like I can't wait to see a match between those two.
Such a different look to Lacey Evans. I've said it before, and I really think that she's got something. She stands out. She's so very
Above the
different. Yep.
and it speaks to what we've been talking about in recent weeks, that just this women's division is so stacked and so deep. Like, I mean, it's almost to the point where it's like we need some call ups soon because there's just so much talent in that women's division that there's not airtime enough for everyone.
True. I mean, it's difficult. I mean, with the women's tournament, they really do need all the women they possibly
Sure.
can right now just to fill that out.
There's a ton of women who haven't debuted yet that they haven't even recruited yet because
Or-
they're still recruiting at Shimmer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's women who have debuted but not necessarily been given the like, oh, it's this person, but they've just been around. Like we couldn't have had that battle royal last year last year. God damn it. Last week. It's been a long week.
Without you, my friend.
I missed you guys. After this, we had Cassius Ohno versus Oni Lorcan, which was really, really hard.
Ono
hitting.
versus Oni?
Yeah, Cassius Oni. It was very solid.
Yeah,
I absolutely loved
these
it.
guys beating the tar out of each other.
Were there some European uppercuts and some elbows?
Some
Here and there.
there was actually I'll say this, there was one elbow. It was the last damn thing that happened to that match. So I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Who knew? Next match, a little familiar. DIY versus Tino and Riddick. There was a really, really fun spot where they were talking about Riddick was getting on their case about their conditioning and how they didn't look that great, and challenged to a push-up competition. So they went 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 3 for 3, and then Riddick just kept going, and then everybody sort of stopped and looked at him going. He was like, "Yeah, man!" And then Tino,
Ciampa.
got down and just went, "Oh," and locked him in a headlock. It
Yep.
was super, super great moment.
See that these guys, they got great bodies, they don't got great brains, and they don't have a lot of heart. So they're gonna lose until they balance out their spreadsheet there.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just be all power. It just doesn't work. You don't get the win that way.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be able to play a little ball and use your head.
Speaking of using your head, Drew McIntyre versus Patrick Clark was my favorite match of the night.
Was very good.
Yeah, Patrick Clark I felt the entire time that he stood a chance against Drew.
Yeah.
He never ran, he never backed down. He went no matter what. He wasn't going to take any of the crap that Drew was throwing at him.
Right. I mean, Drew McIntyre, he brought everything that he had, and while it did register on Patrick Clark, at no point did it send him absolutely reeling and falling away. He stayed in there, and he hung with him, and that's a real testament to the toughness of Patrick Clark. And it's a hard thing to be very flashy and flamboyant, and people think that because you are both flashy and flamboyant, that you are somehow less of a tough guy. But he stood in there with McIntyre and absolutely ate everything that he could give him, and it made him look like a real contender.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
If there's ever a Drew McIntyre NXT Championship reign in the near future, I just watching this match, if they ever put him and Patrick together, I'm like, yeah, I 100% see that. I'm excited for people to see that moving forward whenever Patrick does re-debut on TV. The main event of the night was Hideo Itami and Ty Dillinger versus Andrade Almas. Andrade Almas and Bobby Roode. I didn't forget, I promise. In a tag team contest, there's a lot of showboating, a lot of posing, a lot of gloriousing, and a lot of tenning. A lot of idoloing, and Hideo Itami was there. They ended up the good guys ended up winning, but the biggest story from that was that this was Ty Dillinger's last never say never, but last foreseeable match in NXT, and the entire crew came out. He shouted out our good friend Ryan Katz.
He did. He gave everybody their due, so to speak, the production team and everyone, but especially our friend Ryan Katz. He pointed him out in particular and said, without this man, without Ryan Katz, there would be no Perfect 10.
Yep.
And that's a testament to the creativity that Ryan Katz brings to the table, and I've noted my whole career. I would not have what I have without him and his influence, which is, I think his influence now is greater in NXT than it has been in previous years. But the success of Ty Dillinger really shows that Ryan Katz, while being different, definitely understands what is necessary to create something that resonates with fans and that the fans can really connect with.
Yeah.
So I was glad to see him get his due in that way.
Yeah, us too. Like everybody in the crowd was chanting for Ryan, which was really cool to see.
It's his hometown. I mean,
Yeah.
more or less, Los Angeles is
The Southern California wrestling scene is his home.
right. I mean, granted, he's wrestled in other places, but he never made it as big as he did in California and in Los Angeles. So a lot of people in the audience knew who he was, and were more than happy to give him the credit that he deserved in chanting his name.
Yeah, and those of you who are watching now, anybody who has any sort of an eye on NXT, there are a lot more Ryan Katz products than you
Yeah.
realize. So not only for Ty Dillinger, but for his contributions as well. It was really cool. It's weird now. I gotta watch SmackDown to get my Ty Dillinger fix.
Yeah.
It's a little unfortunate.
Yeah.
A little unfortunate. SmackDown's an amazing show. What am I saying?
We
Well,
didn't have any more news, do we?
Unless you had something
Unless
that you want to
you
talk
do.
about.
I feel like a lot happened this week.
Go ahead.
well, that did, but
Well, Zeno Hour in chat is asking if there were any updates on Adam Cole, Bebe. He
I didn't see.
I didn't
anything.
hear. That's the one thing I didn't
he's still
hear.
out. His contract with ROH is up.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
has a few ROH dates left. They're assumedly going to wrap up the Kenny Omega storyline that he has going on with the Elite Bullet
Right,
Club and ROH, and then
What's the World of
WWE
Worlds they got coming up?
yeah, WWE is probably going to back off him for about 90 days, and then he will probably sign. But he also has, assumedly, his final PWG show coming up next Friday. But, I mean, the show's called Cole. So,
But he won't be there.
yeah, no, he's not
Yeah.
booked.
Probably not.
It's like doing a stamp.
Yeah. Anything else?
There's probably stuff in it.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Packed studio tonight, so we're gonna take that as our sign to go off. Bill, what are you working on? Where can the folks find you on Twitter?
Working on everything, man. Working all the angles.
Man.
Buddy. Uprocks.com, WithSpandex.com, uprocks.com/sports, uprocks.com/pro-wrestling. I have an interview up with John Morrison. I have an interview up with Taya Valkyrie. Got an interview coming up Friday with Judas Draven, a.k.a. Vibora, a.k.a. Austin Madelson, a.k.a. Sort of whistleblower who's notorious for some things. Anyway, I talked to him about basically everything. We've also got all of the normal features, all of Brandon Stroud's awesome stuff. He has some really cool features coming out this week, so check out all of our stuff and follow me on Twitter at Sundown Motel.
True Hobo.
I'm on the Twitter at True Hobo. If you're a fan of the YouTube, I'm doing a little segment on YouTube called Hobo Legends. It's stories about me as told by me. So keep an eye out for that. I think it's pretty cool.
I do too. There's a lot of cool production value to it that I'm a big fan of. But also, it's a lot of fun.
Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome. Soapbox Card TV on YouTube for that. Follow me on Twitter at Mark Donica. Follow all of us at AfterBuzz TV. Watch our other wrestling shows: Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Lucha Underground's coming back, X-Pac 12360, making the winner ring Lillian Garcia. Thank you so much. We will see you next week. Bye,
Bye-bye.
buddy.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Banana.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.